Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Adante McCallum. I'm 24 years old. We're gonna go ahead and get started. So this video is actually really special to me just because it's gonna be the first video of this series that I wanna start, well, that's starting, known as Freedom Fridays. So on Freedom Fridays, there's gonna be a video every Friday, just basically about business, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy. So getting your business started, filing LLCs, S-Corps, making business plans, all that good stuff. Also investing, saving, and making money, okay? And how to keep your money once you make it, So everything that I'm learning and everything that I'm implementing, I will share that. And I'll also give like personal experiences or just anything that I can to help. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this video. In this first video, we're going to be talking about strategic business plans, how to make them, why they're important, and how we can measure them. So when thinking about a regular business plan, you'll have your mission and your vision statement, you'll have your core values, your financial and evaluation plans, all them different factors. But here we're just going to be worried about a strategic business plan, the strategies of just laying your foundation and growing your business. When thinking of your business goal or coming up with your business goal, keep in mind, you have to think who your audience is, why they should choose you, and what do you have to offer other than a service or a product. And if it's just a service or a product, how will this help change their lives, or how will it change their lives? When starting a business, it's really important to have a business plan. More importantly, a strategic business plan. So the strategies of how you're going to get to your goal or how you're going to meet your goals. So when I first started in 2022, I did not have any type of business plan. I didn't know what a business plan was. I just kind of knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur and that I wanted to sell things and, make my own money. When writing your strategic business plan or any business plan, the first thing to do is to actually write it down. No matter how much you think you might remember it, no matter how much, you think your memory is great, it very may well be. Make sure you write it down. There's nothing better than having it, on paper or in your phone on the notes app. Nothing is better than actually having it to be able to reference back to. So I highly recommend writing that down. After writing down your business idea, the first step is to be specific in your business goals. So if you know that your business is going to be about, selling hair, you want to be specific that you want to at least sell 50 wigs in the course of 2 months. If your business is, personal training, you want to be specific. You want to train a certain amount of clients within these 4 months. Me personally, my goal on YouTube is to be monetized within the first year. I feel like that's, pretty broad. That's a big, that's a big timeline, but I have a year, so that's basically just what I'm giving myself, but I hope to hit it sooner than that. Next, you wanna make sure that your goals are measurable. And by that, I mean, how are you gonna measure your success? And I've done this through key performance indicators, also known as KPIs. KPIs are key performance indicators that can be measured through finances, through other industry competitors, or through your own targets and objectives. You can see what it is that you want to have done versus what you actually have done, or what are your competitors doing versus what you're doing. These can also be measured through finances, and with that means your gross and net revenue. Is it increasing, decreasing, or maintaining? Your clientele, is your clientele revenue increasing? What is your customer satisfaction? So there's a few different measurements of KPI. One or some of them can be beneficial towards you and your growth. The best progress is measurable. You can measure that progress, you track that progress. That's how you make it. So definitely make sure that you write this down. Definitely make sure that you keep it somewhere that you can see every day. I walk past mine every day. Make sure that you're asking yourself the right questions. Don't just ask yourself, oh, what can I do? Okay, well, how can I do it? What will bring me the biggest return? What will bring me the most satisfaction? You have to ask yourself the right questions in order to get those answers, which will then turn into those actions that you end up having to take. The next step that you want to do is make sure that these goals are attainable and that you're going to take action. And so when I say that, I mean, what steps are you going to take in order to get to these goals or in order to reach these goals? An attainable goal, that you can get there. That it will require some work, it'll require some time, but you're willing and you're dedicated to invest into that. if you've reached a goal or a milestone, ask yourself, how did you get there? You know, what did you do to get there? And once you find a trend or realize what you did, you know, repeat and restart and, you know, quantify that and, you know, use that data to your advantage in order to keep scaling and growing your business. You know, KPIs, they may be scary just because like we might not always hit, you know, our goals or milestones when we want. But no, just use it. It's a lesson, it's learning, it's planning. You know, it's literally, it's your outline. So just use it, don't be scared of it, and always maximize it. What steps are you willing to take? The fourth thing, you want to make sure that these actions are relevant to your goals. If they're not, then you're basically just wasting time. One thing that I started doing this year, I want to make sure that everything is intentional, and I want to make sure that I'm productive versus busy. So these relevant goals, if, you know, going back to the first or second slide, if your goal is to sell hair, you know, your action isn't going to be, you know, folding clothes, you know, or if your goal is training a certain amount of clients in a certain amount of time, your goal isn't gonna be filling up 10 water bottles in a minute. You know, you just make sure that they're relevant, make sure that they go towards your plan and towards your growth, and that you can measure that progress. There's nothing worse than, you know, staying busy on a task, but it's not a productive task. It's not gonna really do anything for you. Any task that you're spending time on or any goal, you wanna make sure that it's gonna aid and it's gonna help you in the end. Otherwise, you just wasted a bunch of time that could have been allocated somewhere else. The thing that I've done when writing out my strategic plan, you wanna make sure that these goals are, you know, timely or time bound. And when I say that, when's your deadline? When are you gonna have these done? When do you feel like you can realistically have these done? You know, and one thing I learned is that if you don't have a deadline, like you're basically like, are you even really serious? I know a lot of times that I didn't have a deadline, I would kind of just, you know, obviously go past, like I didn't have one. I would just go past it, just keep going and say, oh, I'll pick this up then, I'll pick this up there. Never really done it. So make sure that you give yourself a deadline so that way you can stick with it and it's in a timely manner, something that you're comfortable with to get those goals complete. Personally, I think that strategic business plans or strategy business plans are the best way to go when you're first starting out. It's the route that I decided to take unintentionally, just simply because it keeps you on track. It lets you know where you want to go and how you're going to get there. If you don't have that, you're basically just kind of like walking around the dark, you know, in a pitch black room. You can't see anything, don't know how to navigate, don't know where you're going. So I highly recommend going ahead and planning out your strategies and your actions. Definitely give yourself a deadline for when you want to hit them, whether you do quarterly planning, annually planning, you know, bi-weekly planning. The main reason that I decided, or the reason that I decided to stick towards a strategy business plan versus an overall business plan is simply because as of now, I don't really have any products or services that I am looking to sell. As of now, I do have a few services that I'm willing to promote and advertise, but nothing that I really have for sale as of right now. And I know in a regular business plan, in a financial evaluation portion, you have like your projected revenue and like your projected costs and all that. And as of now, I'm just really looking to make passive income. This video is specifically for entrepreneurs who are looking, you know, to start a business plan or a strategic business plan, but it's not meant for anyone that is looking for, you know, angel investors or venture capitalists to invest in them or any type of investor. So with that being said, friends, please connect me on Instagram. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you found anything in this video helpful. Yes, and let me know if there's anything else that you want to learn or anything else that you want to know about. Also, please, if you know something, put it in the comments. Maybe I can learn something as well. Thank you, friends, for hanging in. I'll see you guys next time.